In this episode of Surprising Players in Fantasy Hockey, I will be talking about Mikko Koivu and Ryan Suter of the Minnesota Wild. Both players were overlooked in fantasy hockey at the beginning of the season because they were not expected to be huge point producers. Therefore, they were ranked lower than they should have been, so they were taken later in the draft. Mikko Koivu was ranked 157th overall at the beginning of the season and was likely drafted between the 13th and 15th round in the draft. In 4 previous seasons with the Wild, Mikko Koivu's highest point total was 54 points. He also had not played a full 82-game season since the 2006-2007 season. At the beginning of the season, Mikko Koivu was slotted to be their third-line center, but as the season progressed, he became their first-line center because he was one of their best players. Mikko Koivu had to play a bigger role than previously anticipated due to the injury of Zach Parise. This would force him to play some of his best hockey in 4 seasons. At the end of the season, Koivu was ranked 88th overall in Yahoo Fantasy Hockey. Unlike Mikko Koivu, Ryan Suter was definitely going to be the go-to guy on defense for the Minnesota Wild, because they really don't have anyone else on defense. But the reason why he wasn't selected higher than he was in most drafts was because he had a subpar year last year. Suter only had 2 goals and 38 points along with 11 power play points last season. Because of this, he was ranked 177th overall because he didn't get a lot of power play points or goals. Being ranked 177th overall meant that he was picked likely in the 14th to 15th round. For all the owners that were smart enough to draft Ryan Suter, they were rewarded as he put up a career high in points. At the end of the season, Ryan Suter was ranked 79th overall in Yahoo Fantasy Hockey. Both these players were very important players for the stretch run by the Wild at the end of the season. It is also safe to say that the fantasy owners that selected Mikko Koivu and Ryan Suter were very pleasantly surprised by their performance. I'll have a new series trailer on a new series that I'm doing next week.